Good day, viewers. You are welcome to yet another video. Do you know that most people fail WAEC mathematics because of errors? There are 12 ways in which WAEC can deduct your marks based on errors committed by you unknowingly. So I've made this video to address the 12 errors that you can make WAEC to deduct your marks. But before we proceed, this channel is about mathematics, physics, and chemistry. We teach a lot of students and we expose you to some errors that can affect you not to have a grade. So I would like you to subscribe to this channel, please. That's the only thing I need from you. Subscribe to this channel, press the bell icon, like this video, and share with friends, please. So let's go on. So the first point is omission of unit or wrong unit. Deduct 1 mark for omission of unit or for wrong unit, but this should not be more than once in one question. This is from the scheme in which examiners use to mark. This could be centimeters, meters, kilometers, naira sign or kobo sign, or degrees, etc. The second point is omission of essential reason. That should be -1. Deduct 1 mark for an essential reason omitted or for a wrong reason given, but not more than once in questions. This could be wrong in geometric proof or not showing proof at all. Let's look at an example there. There is a triangle called triangle ABC and it's been extended to D. So we are to calculate X and we are given 30. And that 30, angle 30 is angle ACB. And the X we have to find is angle ACD. Now, looking at the expression down there, we said angle ACB plus angle ACD is equal to 180. That's very correct. The only thing we have to do is to substitute 30 degrees for angle ACB and make our angle ACD the subject of the formula. But in that expression, we are supposed to write angles in a straight line, okay, as the reason. But that reason has been omitted, which means the examiner or the candidate in that respect will lose 1 mark. The third stage is misreading of data. That attracts -2. Deduct 2 marks for a misreading of data. What do you understand? What do you mean by misreading? Let's take an example here. Look at a triangle, for example. We are to find the angle in that rectangle triangle. To that angle, we have opposite, which is 4. The opposite side is 4, and the adjacent side is 3. And what you can go for is tan, because tan theta is opposite over adjacent. So we are supposed to have tan theta is equal to 4 over 3, and that is correct there. But if a candidate mistakenly put tan theta is equal to 3 over 4, that attracts 2 marks. That's -2. So let's go to the fourth reason. Premature approximation. Premature approximation attracts -1. Deduct 1 marks for premature approximation. What does that mean? Let's look at the triangle again, where we have 4 as the opposite and 3 as the adjacent. If you are to get the theta there, which is the angle, tan theta will be equal to 4 over 3. So tan theta supposed to give us 1.333 because 4 over 3 should give us 1.333. But the candidate here wrote 1.3, which is approximation. That's the premature approximation because he has not gotten to the final answer. We still need to use that 1.3 as a substitute. So down there we have theta is equal to arctan 1.3. And theta later gave us 52.43. Let's look at the second one, which is the correct version. Tan theta is equal to 4 over 3. And later tan theta is equal to 1.33333. Now, 4 over 3 will give us 1.333. That's in 4 decimal place. Normally, if you have not finished your work, you have not gotten to the final answer, you should always let it be in 4 decimal place. So theta will now be equal to arctan of 1.3333. And the answer we get there, that's 53.13. which is quite different from the previous one, which is 52.43. So which means you must not have a premature approximation. So they will deduct 1 mark will be deducted by the examiner apart from not getting the answer. Number 5, omission of essential workings that attract -1. Deduct 1 marks for omission of an essential working. What do you mean by that? When you are to work, you must follow everything in a stepwise procedure. You must include every step without omitting anyone. Let's take an example. Looking at the award of mark there, 2x plus 4 minus 4 is equal to 10 minus 4. Attracts 1 mark. That's method 1. Now, 2x is equal to 6. Attracts another mark. That's, for example, 2x divided by 2 is equal to 6 over 2. Attracting another mark, which is another method mark. X is equal to 3. That's the answer, which attracts 1 mark. Total 4 marks. Let's look at the wrong approach there. In the wrong approach, we have 2x plus 4 is equal to 10. That's the question. The candidate have to jump to 2x is equal to 6. Naturally, that attracts 1 mark for that stage. X is equal to 3. That's the answer, which also attracts 1 mark. Supposed to be 2 marks. But at the end of the day, -1 will be taken. So it means 2 minus 1 later gave us 1 mark. So instead of the candidate getting 4 marks, the candidate get 1 mark. And it is solely because of what? Of errors. The candidate is brilliant enough, but because of errors. That's about number 5. Moving to number 6. Indecipherable work that attracts 0. No mark for that at all. Give 0 for results obtained for work that is indecipherable or willingly suppressed. This is when your workings are not clear. When you're having workings that are not clear enough, that are a lot of mistakes, bad handwriting, you want to write Z, you write it like 2, a lot of bad handwriting, means 0 for that. Let's take an example. Example of WSO. Another example is instead of writing 75,852 naira, instead of putting .00, the candidate now writes 75,852.00. The dot is not visible enough. So that's another example of writing it in not a clear manner. So that attracts 0. No mark at all for that. So let's move over to number 7. Error in degree of accuracy. It attracts -1. Degree of accuracy most of the time comes either in decimal points or in significant figure. So deduct 1 mark for an answer not given to the degree of accuracy asked for. But this should not be more than once in a question. For every question, if they tell us to give the answer to 3 significant figures or 2 decimal places, if we give it to another thing or we did not obey that, that will attract -1. Okay, let's go to number 8 now, which is the next one. Failure to draw diagram where required. Candidates who fail to draw diagram for questions that require diagram must be scored 0. It's not even -1. It must be called 0. That's a mistake there. Whether the solution is correct or not, the candidate gets 0. Gets 0. All this, it is from the diagram that the workings should be taken. So when you are not drawing the diagram, it means that's total 0 for questions in that manner. So let's go to the next one, which is number 9. Use of non-mathematical symbol. This is the dangerous one. Even we teachers, we make mistake in that area. When we are doing things in class, we use some signs that are not mathematical. Candidates who use non-mathematical symbol, such as asterisk, slash, or power sign, must score 0 in such questions unless required by the question itself. Let's look at an example. 2 divided by 3 plus 2 divided by 4 is being written as 2/3 plus 3/4. Slash is never a division. It's never a division sign. So, but later the examiner now got 8 plus 9 all over 12. Getting the answer, he also wrote 17/12 is equal to one whole number 5/12. All this symbol is not a division symbol. It is always used, even by teachers. And this will get the candidates to score 0, outright 0. Okay, so let's move to the next one, which is the 10th point. That's entry error. That attracts -1. For every entry error, 1 mark should be deducted. Let's take an example. If you have gotten our theta, where theta is equal to 53.13 degrees, and we have to find sine theta, which means we have to substitute. We have to put an entry there. So our sine theta is supposed to be sine 53.13, and we get our answer straightforward. But instead of substituting 53.13, we substituted 53. That is the wrong substitution and is an entry error. No matter your score, -1 will be taken. 1 will be deducted from that. So let's go to the next one, which is number 11. When you answer more than the rubrics allowed, no deduction. That's an advantage for the student. Let's say, for example, now, in part 2, you have to answer 5 questions. If you answer more than 5, let's see what will happen. If more questions are attempted than the rubric allows, delete the marks for those extra questions which have gained the lowest mark. So examiner are to mark all, where student are to answer 5. If the student answer 6 or 7, we are to mark all, and we are to delete those ones that has a least or the lowest mark. So this is an advantage for the students. But mind you, this last one is very, very important because it's very tricky and it's dangerous. The last point, which is the 12th point, that's the last point. If a question is attempted more than once, we go for the lowest score. If the same question is attempted more than once, mark all and record the marks for that which has gained the lowest mark. Let's say, for example, you have solved question number 1, and the method you use in solving it, you are not comfortable with it. So, without cancelling it, you worked number 1 again with another method, and at the end of the day, the second one you worked, the total mark you got there, maybe it is 12. The one you worked earlier, the total mark you got there, it is 15. The examiner will take 12 for you as against 15. So, and that's the punishment. So even if we have made a mistake or we want to use another method, let's cancel the first one we have done so that we can write the second one. So the examiner will have no option than to mark the one that we have done. So thank you very much for watching this video. I will still be releasing video to help you in mathematics, physics, and chemistry. So please subscribe if you have not subscribed, like this video, and share to friends. Thank you. See you in another video.